Evening, BroadCoven. I thought I'd drop in with you all in a lead up to the full moon that will be coming in the early morning hours tomorrow on the 17th. We got it hitting the East Coast at 7:26 a.m. And those of you on the West Coast in the States will be having that full moon reaching its apex at 4:26 a.m. It will be a super moon. It's a hunter's moon, so it should be hanging brightly in the sky. And if you want to get a good look at it, you want to go out tonight, not tomorrow, okay? Because it's going to be waxing tonight. As of tomorrow night, it'll start to wane, as is the case of all things in life. There's ebbs and flows, right? And this is an interesting moon that we got coming in. All right, it does favor boldness. It does favor taking risks. It does favor hedging your bets. But when you're hedging your bets in such a way that you have a certain amount of strategy in place, as well as understanding of a situation, you've well thought out your moves. You're not moving willy-nilly. You're not flying by the seat of your pants. There can be a lot of provocation to do so with this moon, though, because it is coming in square Mars. Not to mention some other testy aspects, including the comet Sushin Atlas, which is known to be an omen of war, also agents of war, as we've seen with Netanyahu and everything that's going on in the Gaza Strip and Israel. Expect for the Middle East to continue to be a hotbed of activity, with things only continuing to amplify, I have to say, especially with the fixed stars that are going to be in play. We got Mars conjunct Pollux, Jupiter conjunct Bellatrix, and Uranus conjunct Algol, all which are known to increase the propensity for aggression, war, arguments, mishaps, accidents, in some cases, all-out violence. So we have some pretty testy energy that is coming into play here, I have to say. Even though we do have some positive aspects coming in, with some stars playing a role in that, some positive fixed stars that are aligned with the sun and the moon with this full moon, because of the harshly aspected elements we have in play. Unfortunately, it's going to amplify the shadow side of Mars. So do look for a lot of ego. Do look for people to be walking around with chips on their shoulders. Do look for people to be behaving badly, not making the wisest choices, moving quite aggressively or without really care or concern about the collateral damage that could result, okay? It's not exactly the best time to be working through testy situations, though I do think there will be a lot of that at the forefront. I'm not going to sit here and talk about, oh, there's so many miracles in store with this lunar cycle. And we will be feeling the influence of this full moon until we reach November 1st with the new moon that will be coming in Scorpio, and that will be tying up the cycle that got ushered in with the Ring of Fire Libra new moon that came in on October 2nd. Okay, so do look at messages coming in around that time in relation to that, continuation points coming in at that time in relation to that. In the meantime, let's get ready to rumble, because I do think we got a little bit of some testy territory ahead of us, and we're not going to turn a blind eye to it. But I thought we'd dive in and just do a collective read. So this is for all signs. Don't matter what your placements are, what houses you got them in, what your rising sign is, your descendant sign, any of that, okay? This is for everyone. I will call out signs as they come in, but first I kind of want to just get an overarching theme energy for the collective about what's on deck for this full moon lunar cycle we got kicking off tonight. This is the lunar cycle that will be aligning us with that fourth treasure of the Tuatha De Danann, the Stone of Destiny. We've been trying to get there forever. I have to say, it looked really good on the last collective read that I did. Seems like a lot of people are finding their way through the cauldron of Dagda. They're finding what is needed for healing, even if it's just a matter of letting something go. You know, sometimes that is the closure you get, the closure you provide for yourself. So I do feel like we're wrapping things up. I do feel like people are ready to be moving forward more than they are attached to trying to understand the past, okay? So usually some of these things where you have a lot of unanswered questions, they're revealed in time, so try to be patient, okay? Let's check out this energy for the collective. I'm going to go ahead and call in all of your signs. We are shuffling for Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Ophiuchus, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Let's get an overarching theme for this lunar cycle for these next couple of weeks, that we will be feeling the influence of this super hunter's moon in the sign of Aries. All lights on in the room, no longer have that north node obscured by the eclipse energy. So do look for this to be a time when you start to really figure out where you're going, what that looks like, what steps you need to take. And as you start to really discover where you're meant to be mindful of the way you move forward, because with being restrained and held back for so long, there can be an urge to rush ahead really recklessly. And during this cycle, that could really cause some serious problems. So be mindful of how you're moving, collective, all right? We're going to get a baseline energy coming in here. Starting out here, we have 44, visions of life beyond death. So yes, and I love, there is that lunar energy, that super moon energy coming in there. I like the energy of the ancestors coming through, reminding us to stay really rooted in where we're from, even as we're heading toward where we're meant to be. With that raven medicine coming in there, that is the energy of Libra. And also we got the owl, which is speaking of the Sagittarian energy, which is very much in play with this cycle, especially with Jupiter conjunct Bellatrix, okay? That is Sagittarian's ruler. And we, of course, have Jupiter in Gemini that's going to be an important transit that will be with us until next summer. So we know that our means of expansion is going to come through communication. And a lot of times that's going to require us to stretch beyond our normal mode of communication, learning how to communicate in new ways, learning how to talk about stuff that's very difficult to talk about, or talk about things where we have extremely polarized views and have a really hard time seeing the other person's perspective. And certainly we're going to see more of this playing out on the worldwide stage in the political arena, but it's also going down in our own relationships, in our own communities, in our own, workplaces. We're having this stuff go down. So communication is going to be very important moving forward. And you also have to put that within the framework of the World Wide Web. How are you showing up there? How are you communicating? What are you tuning into there? What are you putting out there? Okay, so all of this continues to be a major theme, and it will until next summer. It's very much tying in with the dawning of the age of Aquarius, and we will have Pluto going back into Aquarius as of November 19th. So do look for these themes to continue to pick up, and for the way you communicate to become more important, okay? It's always important, but it's going to take on a special kind of meaning at this time. I do feel like this is the germination point of a new beginning. We see that egg energy there. There is a certain magic that is going to weave through our life, even as we're dealing with challenging circumstances. The big thing that we have to remember as we're trying to protect this beauty that wants to take root in our lives is to not get too stuck in our own view, our own position, our own desires, that we move toward arrogance, which can be a problem when you have Aries aspects amplified in the shadow, okay? So it's about not just thinking of ourselves. When we think of the Aries first house, that's a very individual sort of energy. It's not a collective energy. And that is the challenge right now. Yes, it's important that you have your happiness and that you feel fulfilled and that you are moving toward your calling where you feel pulled to go. At the same time, it's also important to be mindful of the collective, mindful of the people that we share our lives with, that we share space with, that we are building with, and taking them into consideration as well. This is going to be very difficult to balance out at this time because the impetus is going to be more on focusing on what we want, where we want to go, how we want to proceed, how we want to continue to see growth for ourselves. So the energy is a bit more self-centered and it is very amplified. And yet that is the very quality that can lead to so much conflict. So we do need to be mindful, even as we are protecting our vision for our future and what we want for ourselves, that we don't get arrogant, that we don't get too full of ourselves, okay? There's also the quality of that Sagittarian energy coming in there with the owl to be mindful of the ways that we can deceive ourselves, the ways that we can become so attached to a certain outcome that we ignore the red flags, that we ignore what are our blind spots in favor of a more lofty vision, okay? There is the necessity to stay really grounded at this time. Be aware of that self-deception. Be aware of the propensity to also sabotage yourself. How do you normally sabotage yourself when you are moving from a place of total self-interest without regard for others? Do you tend to act impulsively? Do you tend to just let things fly out of your mouth without thinking about how your words are going to land or how you can't take them back once they've, been delivered? Once you've delivered your message, that's what's going to take root. That's what's going to be remembered. That's something that has a lasting effect. So do be mindful of your words at this time. But there are some endings taking place here. And I see that we're really at this place where they're happening simultaneously. It's like the endings are happening right as the new births are starting to come in. And so this can feel a little destabilizing because you feel the call for expansion and at the same time contraction to sort of pull within oneself to process what's being released. And at the same time, trying to navigate how do I step into the present and everything that's starting to develop right here and now, right? I think this is why the grounding is important. And it is important that you do balance out the call for expansion with also enough time to sort of sit and meditate on what has come to pass, what you're releasing now. Take the best parts of it forward with you. Take the wisdom forward with you as you step into the future. It will actually help you in moving forward in this terrain where there could be some additional provocation coming up. You may get your buttons pushed during this cycle, and it's going to be up to you to really manage what comes at you through self-mastery. So will there be people who might try to pick fights with you or who might have a bone of contention? Is there the opportunity to get pulled back into drama? Absolutely, but only you can master this. And that comes from what you learned through moving through certain similar circumstances in the past, okay? So don't forget what you learned in previous times when you were dealing with difficult circumstances. You need to take that forward with you. It is a building block for your future. And I do feel like there is a vision, a new vision that is going to be coming in this lunar cycle leading up to that new moon in Scorpio, the transformation point of everything that got ushered in with the Ring of Fire in Libra on October 2nd, on November 1st. Okay, so do look for that to be a very pivotal time. And it's interesting because at that time, we will have just passed through Halloween or Samhain, as well as entering into Dias de los Muertos. So again, we have this kind of in-between energy, betwixt and between. And it's in the in-between place that all the magic happens, right? So I do feel there is a new vision for your life moving forward that will become very crystallized as we're moving through this lunar cycle. But give it time to develop, even as you are processing what you're letting go of, because it does take a certain level of balance, all right? Okay, let's see what else is coming in here for the collective. Is just an overarching theme for this lunar cycle that will be kicking off in the early morning of the 17th. Bottom of the deck here, yes, inner trust, okay? I love how This card is showing that balancing of shadow and light. It's about taking the best aspects of what you learned from sitting with your shadow and bringing that wisdom forward with you even as you step into the light. It is so important at this time that we pay attention to what we are feeling, not just what we're feeling emotionally, but also on that primal level, like the animal body. So your instincts, you know, what are you picking up? If you're picking up a need to be cautious, then by all means be cautious, tread more lightly. Don't sort of challenge things when you're already picking up that the energy's off or perhaps a little volatile, because that energy will be more at the forefront at this time. This is also about trusting your own barometer enough to know when what you're picking up that is translating as fear is actually a sabotaging influence that's coming more from the shadow aspect, you know, just old energy signatures that are still having an effect in the present. This will be up to you sorting out. And the best way you're going to be able to sort that out is by tempering the urge to just act impulsively. Even when you're in active conversation with another and they fire something off at you, let's say it really dinged you and you feel like snapping back, just take a breath in that moment, okay, before you respond. Think about the lasting effect of the words that you speak and ask yourself in that moment, am I just feeling sensitive, or did they ding some truth that I haven't wanted to look at? Or is it more important for me to act from a sense of pride and feel like I got my lick in than it is to really balance this out? So there can be a way through, because I feel like whatever situations the collective is going to be dealing with here, there is a way through, but it's about really taking a look at both aspects of the situation, the good of it, the bad of it, and in some cases, the downright ugly. And then only you can determine if you can pass through that fire test of truth, if you can withstand the truth in that connection, if that truth can lead to a new awareness of a way to move forward, okay? But where you do feel like you want to just, you know, kind of get into it, like get into a sparring match with somebody, or you feel like you have to argue your point, all right? That's the time to sort of pull back, balance yourself out a little bit, come into your center, really feel out what's coming up. What is the real truth coming up for you in those moments? Even if you need to take a break from the conversation, even if you need to take a space from the person, this is really important. And it will pay off in the long run, I have to tell you, because where there are damaging words that are allowed to escape your mouth at this time, those things can have a really long lasting effect. So let's see what we got here. The energy came out as one crossed and one covering. So let's look at this crossing card. I like this, okay? So we do have strength here, and that is the best side of the Mars energy, right? To have the strength, to have the fortitude, to have the ambition, to have the focus and the determination to get where we want to go. And I do feel like where you're in this place right now, where like, I don't know where I'm going. I have no idea. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for my chariot to show up. I'm still waiting to even feel right about heading in a particular direction. Trust that that vision is coming in. I'm telling you, by November 1st, that is the transformation point. You will know where you're going, at least for the first stretch of the road, okay? You may be heading in a sort of transitionary phase as of November 1st. That's what I got, okay? I think that the vision will become very clear. You'll know where you belong. You'll know where your next step is, but there's this piece of maybe needing a little bit of a transitionary space as you move into that. And I feel that you move into taking action in that regard as of November 1st. In the meantime, you're going to be sort of like continuing to clear things out, getting your coordinates, having the vision sort of crystallize as you move through this cycle. And we do know with skeleton, the strength coming in here, some of you could be dealing with a Leo in your situation, but I think this is really calling to the necessity to have courage as you move through the cycle. And it's important that you sort of stand on the strength of the experience you already have under your belt. You've been through some challenges in your life. You've had the fortitude to make it this far, okay? You're still here and you can go another round, right? And this does show that you have the strength to overcome your current challenges, as well as the strength to rectify matters that have been held up in the past. So this looks really good. And this is what's crossing. Yes, it may take strength to step out of the crossroads and head into this new cycle. But I also feel like you do have the ability to do this, and it will put you on a really strong footing. Let's see what we got covering this here. Oh, yes. See, I love this collective. You did. You made it through the cauldron of Dagda. See, we're in that activation point here. We're getting ready to get lined up with our path to the stone of destiny. So I can't believe it. We finally made it, right? We didn't fare so well last year. We got kind of caught in the cauldron of Dagda. I think a lot of that had to do with too much selfishness, you know, too much self-interest. And we did have to get to that place where we could start taking more of a broad view of the situation, consider other people's perspectives, how other people may be feeling, where we might be acting out of places of self-sabotage. I mean, I think there was just a lot to integrate here. But I love this because it looks like we're heading into a time of synergy and healing. And I feel that synergy and healing is really coming from us aligning with the path we're truly meant to be on. Now, for some of you, that may mean revisiting a path that was abandoned for a while. You might have needed to, you know, take an alternate route to learn a certain lesson to get where you need to go. 2211 on the clock, where you missed that alignment back there, that could be coming into view, okay? You might be realizing that you headed down a garden path thinking, oh, the grass is going to be greener on the other side, and then you realize that it was really just a way for you to learn, in some cases, a really rough lesson, but it was necessary nonetheless, okay? So no regrets. And as I said, that was 22:33 on the clock. So yes, even that, even our mishaps, even the ways we trip over ourselves, it all takes us where we need to go. 22:44 on the clock, all right? So this is about not just appreciating the victories, but also appreciating what you've learned from the times when it didn't go your way. And you still somehow found a way to get up, rise to the challenge, and here you are, okay? So I do feel like you're going to get aligned with the proper path here. Again, for some of you, that will mean realigning with a path that you missed off, you know, you missed off a bit with that. It's like you thought you were on lock as far as your direction, you know, and you sort of just veered off course a little bit, okay? I do feel like that's getting back in alignment. It's got big timeline energy. I got a lot of energy coming in around this of two people sort of being on a different timeline, but needing to sync up. But, you know, one needed to take an alternate route to integrate some experiences before they could be ready to actually meet up at a later date. Okay, so I think that's coming in for a lot of people in these circumstances. Whatever's coming in here, we got something cooking now. We got the fire transformation brewing up there. We got that water, you know, warming up quite nicely. We got something nourishing that's going to feed all here in this situation. This is about a collective energy that is more aligned with making sure everybody's getting what's needed for healing in this situation, rather than sort of the mindset, the perspective of winner takes all, okay? That's not the energy we're moving forward with as we head toward that age of Aquarius. You know, this is something that people are really going to have to get used to. We're seeing that all around us. I mean, that's part of the reason why so many of the mighty are taking a grand fall, and very publicly, because they are moving from that sort of selfish standpoint. They are moving from that standpoint of all for me and, screw the rest. I'm aboard. I'm going to pull up the ladder. And you will see that as time goes on, people who operate like that, it ain't going to fare well for them. All right. So this is the energy we're moving through, but I like this coming in for our collective here. It looks like you all are doing some really good healing work. Do look for your path to come into alignment during this cycle. I still think, you got to rely on your strength to pull through. There might be some moments as you move through this lunar cycle that you got to count to 10, but I feel like you have the ability to master this. And there's healing happening here. This looks really good. Okay, let me do a cut of the deck and see what we got. And then we'll jump into a little tarot here. Look at this. Yes. Okay. So we did balance things out at the south node there. We got 12. That reminds me of that Pisces 12th house energy. Every journey starts with a single step here. You're just about to open up your new chapter. Major transformation happening here. I'm seeing that butterfly energy. That's making me think of the air sign collective. It also makes me think of the Libra south node. So I think we're moving on up here. We got our eyes on the prize. We're ready to activate our destiny. I also feel like we're traveling light as we move forward here. We've closed the book of the past. We're in the present now. And here is where everything starts. And every journey starts with a single step. And that always makes me think of what Yeye Louise Tish has said about all it takes to move out of the crossroads is a single step. So while you still may be integrating a bit, I do feel that single step. You will arrive at it by November 1st, okay? And a new chapter is going to open here, and there's so much that's going to start to move into expansion in your life, all right? I also feel like this has a ripple effect. It may feel like one small step for you, but it's got like a reverberatory effect. It reminds me of the butterfly effect. You know what I'm saying? So there's something here that you set in motion that's going to transform your life. I feel like after a full, trip around the sun, so come this time next year, you'll look back at where you were and realize your entire life has transformed. This is the energy we're about to move into here. And I love this, okay? We got free from judgment, free to love. So I do feel like this is like a judgment in your favor. This does feel like there's been a balancing out. And I do feel like you're ready to move forward unburdened here, not holding heaviness in your heart as you move forward. You feel ready to, open yourself up to your experiences. You're going to follow your own heart here. You're going to trust where you're being led. You're not too concerned about what other people have to say about it, okay? That being said, don't purposefully stir the pot or stir up any arguments or any dissension, especially not in this climate. But I do feel like you're not concerned about gossip. You're not concerned about other people's opinions about your choices. You're not concerned about what other people think about who you love or what sets your heart on fire in terms of your purpose or your life direction here. You're just trusting your heart and you're going where the light leads you. And this looks really good, okay? So I like the way we're moving here at Collective. This looks pretty good to me. Let's pull out some tarot and get some more details here. We're going to go ahead and use the black and white tarot, the glow in the dark tarot. And look at that. Right on the bottom of the deck, we got the man of the hour, Emperor, big Aries energy. So yes, this is a very foundational moon that is coming in here, the foundational lunar cycle that is kicking off. Where are you going to feel challenges? You're going to feel challenges dealing with people that are in a position of power, that you have granted some kind of authority in your life. So you already know where to expect pushback during this lunar cycle. Also look for, it to be difficult to deal with any kind of administrative stuff you might need to negotiate, or if you're dealing with any kind of big business, government, that kind of stuff, there's going to be challenges to deal with because there's a certain push-pull dynamics with this energy in play. Also, there's the tendency for those who are already, ooh, and the light wanted to dim on this side, yeah, there's also the tendency for those who are already in positions of power to be a little more apt to misuse that power to their advantage, okay, and to sort of like try to eclipse you stepping into your power. So if you're dealing with situations like that where you're dealing with a controlling dynamic, or you're dealing with a holdup, dealing with some kind of business or anything, dealing with administration or bureaucracy or paperwork or legalities, you know, do look for that to be more challenging, okay, more stresses around this kind of stuff. Keep a cool head, okay, that's very important. Remember, you got to make sure that you're mastering this internally. Pay attention to how you're communicating, pushing at things, getting into a position where you're like battling it out with somebody, getting in a war of words, anything like this. It's not going to get you what you want. It will not get you what you want. You got to try to figure out how you can cooperate in a climate like this. Okay, is that coming through? In relationships, you may be dealing with a situation where one person in the dynamic feels like they should be the one to call all the shots. So do be prepared that there might be more of that coming your way. Again, try to steer conversations in such a way that it takes everybody's considerations, you know, into account in the matter. All right, bottom of the deck energy. Yeah, because I mean, there's going to be people here they're gonna push it. They're going to see how much they can get away with. So do look for that, especially in cases where you've already put down boundary lines, or you've already made it clear, like, this is unacceptable to me. I don't want to deal with this. This is people acting from a place where likely they've already dealt with some kind of wounding. These can be scenarios where people say, oh, I had, you know, a rough childhood, or I've always been through so much in my life. Well, yeah, you and everybody else. Like, we all have stuff we've gone through in our life. We've all gotten the raw end of the deal at times. A lot of us are walking around with trauma. I don't really know anybody who doesn't have some degree of trauma, but this is somebody who likes to use that as an excuse. This is somebody who's afraid to let their guard down. So sometimes, you know, they'll try to screw you before you get a chance to screw them. At least that's how they kind of perceive matters. So do look for a little bit of this too. People sort of being a little sneaky about what their true intentions are, or to just feel like, I'm not sure if I can trust you. What are you up to here? The energy is going to be that this sort of breeds suspicion. Okay? So again, this is why you got to really trust yourself, and you got to ask yourself, well, am I feeling this about this person because there really is a red flag here? Or am I feeling this because I'm scared of letting down my guard? I'm scared of letting down my defenses and being vulnerable. So I'm trying to like beat somebody, you know, to the punch because I don't want them to hurt me. I'd rather hurt them first. Okay, these kind of dynamics coming forward in relationships. But are there people who are going to be trying to get ahead by, you know, kind of pulling some shisty stuff? Absolutely. With the Seven of Swords in play, there are some people out there who are behaving badly, you know. They want to get ahead at any cost. They don't mind throwing you under the bus. So where you do have suspicions, pay attention to this. This just popped up in the middle of the deck. And came up with the Emperor as well. Yes. And this could have, you know, something to do with money matters, big money, okay? Corporations in some cases, because we do have the Emperor hiding out back here again. We see the Seven of Wands. So this is a need to take a stand where things aren't equitable. But it's also time to know when it's better off to sort of leave something behind, because there's no point in continuing to invest in the same circular argument in a situation. Now, this could be coming up in business, finance. You could be really butting heads with a higher up here. You could be butting heads with a corporation. You could be butting heads with the government. You could be butting heads with anybody in a position of power here. This can also be problems within the family, problems within the home, problems with your partner here. You may be wondering, is it time to leave this situation? Is it time to walk away? You're balancing this out. You're balancing it out against, the security factor, or how much time, energy you spent building a relationship, a household, stability with this particular person, okay? And you're really trying to decide, is it worth it? Is it worth it to take a stand for this? One or both of you could be feeling this. There is oppositional energy here, though. And again, there's an important piece that needs to come in regard to this when we're looking at the 10 of Pentacles, and that is the necessity to also pay attention to how that's going to translate as far as your future as an individual moving forward, because people will be paying attention at this time. So this is a lot that could go down, that could affect your public reputation, how you're seen by others. It could affect your business. It could affect your opportunities. Okay, so do play your cards right. Because when we look at that Aries energy, of course, there's also the opportunity for advancement. There's also an opportunity for you to really, go after a goal, to have some ambition, to chart your course, and to activate that road to your destiny. But you do need to be mindful of, there's a way to get there that will really just see you continually elevating as you step into that destiny. And there's a way that you can go about that might get you there quick, but you would be subject to a fall. And I do feel like the fall would be very public in regard to this. Okay, so you need to be mindful of this moving forward here. Yes, okay, so be careful here. We got Queen of Cups, bottom of the deck energy, water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, okay? Make sure that you don't just pop off when you feel emotionally activated. Take some time to really consider, why am I feeling so emotionally activated? If what this person is saying to me is not true, or if I'm not on board with it and I know I want to head in a different direction, why do I have to get so activated about it? What is that really about? What's really coming up here? And if I do feel like I need to take a stand for myself, how can I really take what is sort of overly emotional right now and temper it a bit? So when I speak with power. My words land, my message is delivered. And then if I need to walk away, I walk away with my my head held high, and my reputation intact. Okay, we also have to be mindful too about how one slip at this time can be amplified. This kind of climate does support the gossip mill, right? So there are those out there who are paying attention. They are keeping an eye on you. They're waiting for an opportunity to sort of, highlight where you got it wrong, okay? And you do need to be aware of this aspect, especially with that 10th house energy activated here, okay? King of Pentacles coming in there with that earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I do feel like a lot of this is coming in around the area of material advancement. Okay, there is some brand new direction opening up here. I do feel there is a sense of optimism. We got the Fool, that's big Aries energy. So I do feel like the vast majority of you are having your road to that North Node open up for you, which I think is amazing. But I do think you got a little bit of clash coming in here, a little pushback coming in here from others who maybe don't want to see you advancing quite the way you're advancing for their own reasons, right? I do feel like whatever you're investing in here, though, it does have longevity. It does have growth. It's worth taking a stand for, all right? But I see, in order to step into all this growth and material advancement to get towards your goals, there is going to be something that you do have to walk away from. Now, for some of you, it's walking away from an argument. you know? Maybe you're spending too much time on this. You're spending too much time arguing about something. I like this. I didn't notice this before. You see this Seven of Wands here. He's using this staff to like defend himself against other people's opinions. And remember, we got that free from judgment, free to love, you know? So I feel like this is like saying, forget this. I'm not going to stand here and defend my position any longer. Let me tie my knapsack to that staff and let me hit the road because I know where I'm going. And where I'm going, I'm moving on up here, okay? I feel like whatever you're walking away from here, and I do see you will be walking away from whatever it is by November 1st, it will be clear where you need to pull out your investment and where you need to invest your energy moving forward. I like this energy. It looks really good. I mean, we have both the Emperor and the Fool coming out upright. So you are definitely going to open your road and start to actually move into your destiny, which I think is excellent. And there's definite cause for celebration here. So very positive energy. Anything about this new road that is opening up for the collective with the Fool? Any details about this? Any details about this road that is opening up for the collective with the Fool? It's the middle way. It is the hidden path. We had that energy come in before. We got Piscean energy, Cancerian energy here. I do feel like this is finally putting the shadows behind you, but taking forward the wisdom you learned during that time of doing that dance with the devil and everything you had to integrate under the pale moonlight. This is finally time to take that wisdom forward with you as you step forward on the path of heart. It's also the path of spirit. It's the path that your soul is calling you to step onto at this time. And again, I really got this. It's like two timelines are slowly merging together, okay? There was a separation that occurred here, and the best parts of the past are coming forward to meet the best potential of the future here. That's how I'm picking it up. Yeah, you see, there's been too much argument around this particular path that's coming into view for you. So I do feel like there is opposition around this path. There's been separation from this path truly coming into alignment here, right? This is what caused the separation in the past. It also caused a lot of heartache with that Three of Swords to the Five of Wands. There's been a lot of competitors, a lot of questers to find their feet on this path, okay? There may be multiple people who feel they share the same destiny as you, and this is something that will be sorted out in the journey itself, okay? This can also be parts of yourself, aspects of yourself that have been sort of out of alignment that you've needed to pull back in, ways you've been, you know, kind of arguing with yourself about your choices. But I do feel what's coming in here is a clear alignment with the truth. And that's what's going to finally put you back on the path and end this separation. It's going to cut through all the conflict, whether you're dealing with conflict coming from other people or whether it's a conflict you have within yourself. In some cases, it's been you sort of in a war between your head and your heart. You've been battling out between what you feel and what you think, okay? And this is where the two become one. You finally have clear truth centered within yourself. And I do feel you're speaking this truth. You are claiming this truth and you are living by this truth, right? Do look for an important communication to come in that will be the seed of the success that you find come winter season with the Ace of Swords here, right? And this very well could have something to do with the King of Swords. We got air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but I do feel like this is drawing a line under the past, okay? It's making something definitively clear where maybe it was withheld before, okay? This could be somebody also revealing a secret. This could be you revealing a secret, or it could also be a secret that is revealed at this time can stir up conflict, okay? Also potential separation. But whatever this truth is that's coming out, there's some kind of justice that comes through it. And it's actually the thing that opens the road and allows you to step into this expansion, okay? Yes, there's a workable way to move forward here with the Three of Pentacles, okay? Let me see any other details coming in around this, Spirit, for the collective. Any other details coming in here for the collective around this? Yeah, I mean, I do feel like whatever this is, there's a lot of fear about it. There's a lot of anxiety about it. And almost it's like the anticipation of it is what's causing so much concern. You may have been finding it hard to rest at night because you're so in that place of unknown. Like, I don't know what's coming next. I don't know how to resolve this. Okay. But, you know, the thing that causes people so much stress usually are the secrets, are the things that they're too afraid to speak or too afraid to reveal. And I do feel like once this is revealed, okay, it cuts through all of that. It's like at least it's up and out now. And that allows you to close the cycle and move forward. You'll be glad when this comes out. You will, okay? And this could be coming through a King of Wands energy, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? And looking at this in terms of the Emperor, Empress energy, because we know we got that dynamic going on right now with Libra at the South Node, Aries at the North Node. I have seen all the kings come out on the board so far, except for the King of Cups. We have the King of Swords, we have the King of Wands, we have the King of Pentacles, but no King of Cups. So this is a big clue. And we even saw with the Queen of Cups that there's like a lid on the emotions here. So I feel like there's a little more heart that needs to come into the matter. Yeah, look, there's a little more heart that needs to come into the matter. It's sort of like Spirit saying this is the missing ingredient, okay? You got to put your heart into it a little bit. You can't be closed off and expect anything to come together here. But there's really just too much looking back at a separation from what we viewed as our celebratory moment or that victory we were supposed to have back there, or that was supposed to be my moment and it got swooped away last minute. You know, this is what's keeping us sort of closed off. And we need to remember, you know, we need to bring the heart forward as we're moving forward here, okay? Any final messages coming in here for the collective, Spirit? Any final messages coming in here for the collective, Spirit? One more round and then I'll do a Coven deck to close it off. Any final messages coming in here? Okay, kind of the deck. Okay, we got the 10 of Wands here on this side to the 9 of Pentacles. You see, it's almost like we took on something that we didn't need to take on here. And that's what we really need to figure out. As soon as we let go of what we took on that we didn't need to take on, this is when we land in this place of real strong, independent energy. It's that balanced Aries energy. You know, it's not this burned out Aries energy where we feel highly pressurized, quick to jump at any kind of provocation because we're already like tired and worn out and frustrated and irritated and battling it out with people, okay? So much depends on us dropping these burdens. I really feel like these burdens are coming through. If you notice all the agitated energy that's coming in around that fire element, it's all coming through other people's shit, man. It's like coming through the need to defend yourself and your position to other people. It's coming through competition with other people or other people wanting the same thing that you want and you viewing them as a roadblock instead of just staying focused on what you're bringing to the table. It's the weight of other people's judgments, the weight of other people's BS, you know, and this is about dropping it. It's also about dropping what is not really serving you, what's not really fulfilling you here. As soon as you do that, look, you just level up. This is growth. This is your health improving. This is feeling good, looking good. It's also doing well materially. It's the independent wealth energy before you head into that 10 of Pentacles, which is something that is assured. I do feel like where you are meant to partner with others, you will find the right people to partner with. But right now, what's important in this cycle is what are you investing in, or what are you partnering in, or what are you taking on that isn't serving you and getting where you need to go? And you need to really acknowledge that. And there's a way to extricate yourself from situations with grace, okay? You don't need to extricate yourself from situations in an aggressive way. It's not necessary, okay? There's a way you can do so with grace. But this is about you really looking at how you've been investing your time, your energy, and, you know, making some decisions based on what you can do to improve matters in your life, rather than sort of looking at how other people are influencing you, how they're affecting you. Can other people make things challenging for you, difficult for you? To a certain extent, but again, it all depends on how much space you give them. How much free rent are you giving them in your consciousness? How much time are you holding for them by thinking about what they're up to or what they're doing? Or don't make it about other people right now, okay? Because we got to look at the Aries energy as a very individualized energy. So what are you doing right now? Stay focused, okay? And just make sure you're mindful about how you're communicating, and you know, yes, make your intentions clear by all means, but don't sit there and, you know, get into arguments with people about what's best for you, because it's pointless, right? People are going to be more invested in themselves in general at this time. All right, and now just for fun, for each individual elemental group of signs, I want to get sort of like an overarching theme for you during this cycle. So we will start with air signs, because Libra's still in their solar return. So we always start with the sign that's having their solar return. So we're going to look at air signs first. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, what is the overarching theme of this lunar cycle? For Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, what does Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius need to be mindful of during this lunar cycle? Ooh, okay, secret in reverse. So there's some secret that's going to come out here. This is knowledge that was hidden, but you might have suspected, okay? You might have had a hint about this. It might have had something to do with money, something funny going on with money. You might have suspected spiritual warfare in some cases, I have to say. This could also be sort of like hidden enemy energy. People that have been kind of keeping an eye on you. I think you've had suspicions, but do look for something that was secret to be revealed to you. Okay, what else is coming in here this lunar cycle? If you've had any secrets, those secrets will come up and out. It works both ways, okay? You'll know what side of that you are on, air signs. Oh my goodness, shuffling got a little bit difficult there for a minute. Okay. Okay, we got an illness on the bottom of the deck. We got house, okay? 2-8 energies coming in here. I just noticed, look at this. The cats in reverse. Oh, and that does have more of that sort of secret society energy. There's some like witchy stuff going on there. It takes 3 to make a circle, okay? Something is a little suspect here. There could be 3 people that are kind of being outed to you in this regard in order to bring something into alignment here. Okay, this cat card is about something fishy going on. People doing things behind the scene. It's a little bit of a sort of a catty, sabotaging kind of energy. And certainly can be people doing some workings here, absolutely. But I do feel like something is getting outed. So if you've had suspicions here, they will be revealed. Okay. And this is something that you have not been aware of here. You could have been dealing with a very selfish person in this regard. Okay. Somebody who's just about what was in it for them. And I think that you've been missing some keys to open up a door of opportunity here. There may have been some troubles going on at the home front here. There could have been some arguments on the home front here. You might not know why. You may have been wondering why there's been issues at home. This may be revealed to you. There might be a secret coming out here that makes it clear why there's been troubles at home, why things haven't felt quite right. We have the number 8 here a couple of times. Whatever comes through here, it is a building block for the future. I do see that. That does bring things into alignment, okay? But it's on the other side of something secret being revealed to you, air signs. Cut of the deck. What do we got? But it brings in some kind of wish fulfillment for you, and this may even involve some kind of rerouting here. There is a helpful person that could play a role in this. This could be a gentleman. This could be a gentleman who's a bit of a snappy dresser, all right? And it's interesting here because we got the flame, okay? So I could see this coming through in a few ways. This could be an old flame that's coming in here, comes in with vigor behind it, okay? Maybe you thought something was just not going to be able to be recovered here. The flames start flaming up again. The flames of passion start fanning up again. It's possible. This flame card with this double here, it's sort of an energy of thinking something is really negative, but it's not really as negative as you think it is. Okay, so this could be a very old matter. You might be straightening something out with somebody that you sort of viewed as the devil at one point, but you're recognizing that, oh, it's not all that. This could be a bit of like old stuff that's been operating in your situation. There could have also been some kind of interference in the situation that was made out to be more than it actually is, okay? And this is being balanced out. I do feel like some kind of happiness has been sort of clouded over. It's like you felt like there was a dark cloud following you. And you may have felt like it's been really difficult to get out of an old cycle. Like you just sort of felt like this old energy just clinging to you. It's been rough. I think you've been really working hard to move forward, okay? Where you've been working really hard to move forward and you feel like there's been other people that have sort of been more in a power position and that they haven't exactly been helpful. I do feel like you're finally getting some assistance coming in here. It's some kind of wish fulfillment, right? And this could even be somebody who seems like maybe even too good to be true. You might suspect it at first. I have to tell you here, okay, with the flame. But this card is a sure indication that what you are sort of like worried about here is being overly inflated. There is an old negative cycle that is being brought to a close. I do feel like things are going to get easier for you. And if you've been going through a lot and your health has suffered as a result, do look for a turnaround in your health as well, okay? I do feel like there's somebody you've been dealing with who hasn't been behaving quite right, and they may want to kiss up to make up, okay? So do look for that, but, be mindful about the choices you make here. I do think you need to keep your wits about you. You are dealing with somebody who has a tendency to be a bit selfish here, but I feel like some secrets are going to come out that will make things very clear about whether or not you should open up a particular door, okay? That coming in for air signs, okay? Water signs, as Scorpio comes after Libra. So water signs, what is coming in for the water signs during this lunar cycle, Spirit? What is coming in for the water signs during this lunar cycle, Spirit? What is coming in for the water signs during this lunar cycle, Spirit? Ooh, something is trying to siphon your power there, water signs. It's trying to power down again. I don't know what's up with that. It's so weird how it's been doing that lately. I don't know what's going on, man. Okay, water signs. So something is dimming here, okay? Somebody's trying to dim your power, dim your shine, dim something. You need to be aware of this, right? Or something could be moving into shadowy territory. Okay, we got the Queen on the bottom of the deck there. We also have the Hawk. Hawk is Aries energy. So I think you have a good idea about where you want to go. I think you have a sense of, self-respect, personal value here. You know what you deserve. You know where you want to be. There could be an Aries in connection to your situation. Bottom of the deck. You're dealing with some shady stuff here, though, I have to say. Somebody could be trying to ghost a situation here. I see that. The number 5 is significant. This could be a life path number 5. This could be somebody who's just really unpredictable that you've been dealing with here. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I do see that there's going to be something that comes in here that's going to break up the monotony for you. I do feel like you'll be happy about it. All right, so there's something coming in here. You're going to hear from somebody you've been wanting to hear from. They might even come in bearing gifts. Certainly, if you're a Scorpio, it's your birthday season, so you might be receiving a special gift. It takes you by surprise. I feel like this does lift you up a little bit. I feel like this is somebody that you've dealt with in the past that's coming back around here, okay? Because we got the zombies, all right, coming in with the breakup. So I know that you were involved with this person before on some level. This thing, it keeps coming back. Just when you think you put it to bed, it's done, stick a fork in it. This character comes back around again to feed on your brain, okay? This might come in on the 1st of November with that new moon energy. Do be aware of this. I feel like if there was a breakup that was caused in your situation, it was because there were too many cooks in the kitchen. It seems like a group dynamic situation. There might be somebody in this situation that's like ghosting, like they want to get out of this situation. They want to get out of this situation fast. They're hoping to open up a brand new chapter here with the spaceship, but they're really putting their security on the line. And you may get the opportunity to step into, a new opportunity with somebody from your past, okay? Yeah, it could be to go on a trip with them. I do feel like, you want this. It looks like you want this adventure, but there is this like ghosting energy attached to it. So I do feel like somebody is making a break here to head in this direction, and it will disrupt stability. All right. You do need to be aware of this, and somebody will get caught up in this situation as well. Yeah. So somebody's going to be at a disadvantage from moving in this direction here. It's a little chaotic. All right. Do be on the lookout for this. I do feel like you have an affinity with this person, though. Like, your heart's on the line. What do we got here? These cards came out in reverse for you, okay? So, I don't know. Are you somebody that's having a secret revealed? Or is a secret being revealed to you about a particular devil? It could be. It could be somebody that maybe had a lot of power over you in the past. They ghosted the situation. You don't know what's been going on. Maybe this person's been MIA for a bit. This person might come back around. They might come bearing gifts as a way to kind of like make up with you. They might even want to go on a trip with you. They're going to tell you where they've been, okay? The question is, are they telling the truth? I don't know. You're going to have to figure that out, because it looks like whoever this is, they ghosted somebody to head in this direction, all right? Are you ghosting somebody? Or are they ghosting somebody? Only you'll know what side you're on. Definite third party situation here. Third party situation gone foul. Okay, let me do a cut of the deck and see what we got here. I mean, there could be like a codependent dynamic in this situation, and we got the kiss up on the other cut. Okay, so I don't know. You could be dealing with an air sign in this situation as well. They had some of those same cards come in. That's pretty curious. But yeah, I do feel like it's a kiss up energy. And, you know, somebody thinks they can get away with it. So whether you're playing this game with somebody or somebody's playing this game with you, you'll know. But do look for secrets to come up and out, and it is a game changer here. All right. So let's see. Next up would be Sagittarius. So fire sign energy. Okay. What's coming in for the fire signs this lunar cycle, Spirit? What's coming in for the fire signs this lunar cycle, Spirit? What's coming in for the fire signs this lunar cycle, Spirit? What's coming in for the fire signs this lunar cycle? Ooh, well, it looks like a little wish fulfillment there. Maybe you're making some wishes come true, fire signs, or somebody's making your wish come true. Oh, some of you are on the hunt for a unicorn. You want to reconnect with somebody very magical and you're willing to go the distance to make this happen. It's a little out of character for you, even though you're a fire sign here. I think you are ready to risk it all, though. That's the vibe coming out here. There is something that has ended in your life. It's a change, okay? Something's come to a close, and you're hoping to get to something you view as quite magical, a very magical connection or a magical new beginning in your life with the spaceship energy. This doesn't just talk about going places, going on a trip, but it does talk about soulmates coming onto your path, like the people that you're meant to build with moving forward from this point. So I do feel like there's a lot of new people coming in, a lot of new experiences. The next 3 new moons are really pivotal points for you, okay? So do look for a lot of new beginnings and for things to start to really shift in your day-to-day reality. There's a lot that's going to open up here. You're going to be meeting new people. I feel like you're expanding your network. I also do see you going places. So I would be really surprised if you didn't go on at least one trip during this cycle. Some of you are considering moving. But I think that you got your sights set on somebody. I got that somebody that feels quite special to you, somebody you share a very magical connection with, a very rare connection with, and you're willing to go the distance. Yes, okay. And I think that, you know, at one point your intentions around this were hidden, okay, because we have the fox in reverse here. Again, the fox is like a camouflage kind of energy. It's something that's been kept secret. We got fox in the hen house energy here. So I do feel like where you were moving kind of like quiet, you're not moving quiet anymore. So you're not concealed anymore. And I feel what this is really about is this love connection will not be concealed anymore. Something is going public here. We see where there's that unicorn here, you know, it's going to be revealed. Okay, so this is something that was hidden. It could be a hidden desire. This could be something that maybe you're not even clear on yet. It becomes very clear for you by the time you hit that new moon. But it does look like there's some kind of union here that's going to become public knowledge. Okay, something's coming together. There could have been some sneaking around to get here. Either you've been keeping an eye on the person or the person's been keeping an eye on you. It could be that one or the other was in a relationship that they're now leaving, okay? And that makes it possible for you two to come together. But I do feel like this is something becoming like public knowledge where at one point intentions were hidden, right? Cut the deck and let's see what we got. We got the kiss up energy. Okay, everybody's getting kiss up energy so far. Yeah, I don't know, you know. I mean, I do feel like two are coming together here, but I also feel like there's something here that's been a little bit foul. So somebody might need to make up some ground in like making things right, okay? Because it does feel like somebody was done wrong in this situation. Somebody was put in a compromising position in this situation, and there might be a need to balance it out with that certain somebody. So this definitely could have been a situation where somebody was cheated on, or somebody was lied to, or somebody was left hanging a long time. But I feel like whatever this is, somebody's trying to make up for lost ground, and they might be sweetening the pot to try to get what they want in this matter. Do be on the lookout for that, but I do feel like there is a way forward here. I definitely see like some kind of trip, going places, moving into new territory, okay? And with a lot of new people as well. So this could be a major move, I have to tell you, all right? To a whole new area, whole new crowd of people. All right, so let's check it out for Earth Sign Collective to close it up. What is coming in this lunar cycle for the Earth Sign Collective, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? What is coming in for Earth Sign Collective, this lunar cycle with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? What is coming in for Earth Sign Collective, this lunar cycle, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? You're getting some kind of wish fulfillment too, and it was 1 on the clock. So yes, big alignment coming in here for you. There might be a couple of things coming into alignment for you simultaneously. Okay, let's see what this is. It's some kind of wish fulfillment. You're getting the keys to open up some door of opportunity here. This looks really good. Okay, it might cause a little disruption, a little upheaval here. It might get a little bit chaotic at first, okay? You might need to take control of a situation as sort of like a turning the tables moment where somebody's had too much control. May need to sort of like cause a little bit of a stir to put control back in your hands and bring about this alignment. But I do see you getting the keys to open up this new door of opportunity. And whatever this is, I mean, there's some old cycle that you're digesting here. You're finally bringing an old cycle to a close. There could have been something that went down in August that alludes to this, that's of significance, and now it's ready to be brought to a close. I do feel like this is total transformation here of something that you felt like you wouldn't get to the other side of. I think you are, okay? Something's stabilizing here. Some of you are moving. You're moving into a new home. You're getting the keys. It's in a new area. You might have some opposition around this, but something that at one point had control over you. It's like a tables turning moment, and I feel like the power is being put back in your hands. You're getting to the other side of a difficult cycle. And yeah, your door is opening up here. I also feel that door you need to step through is being made abundantly clear for you, okay? Let me do a cut of the deck and see what we got for you here. Okay, so I feel like there's some eyes on this situation. There's a little bit of sneakiness operating here, and it is kind of a wild card element you do need to be aware of. I think somebody wants to balance things out with you. 14, it's making me think Sagittarius energy here. You could have a strong Sagittarian placement in your chart. I also feel this energy broken down as 5. So there is sort of this element here that to balance something out may create a little bit of upheaval in its wake. Like it's not going to be smooth sailing to balance this out, okay? But it does bring expansion, all right? You can't expect to have it all as you step into this. That's what I got. Some of you are really worried about your security, and this is one of those situations where you're going to have to, like, you know, challenge that security a little bit. You're not going to be able to step into this without bumping up against your comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? So there is a risk that's required here. You might be sort of trying to plot that out, you know, you're trying to figure out what is the best way for me to move forward here, right? But I do feel like you're going to take the risk. You're going to take the risk. You may have been worried about financially. Do you have the finances you need to take this risk? I do feel that you do. If you take the risk, I do see an upturn in your fortunes, especially for Taurus there, okay? Or those born in the year of the ox. It does look like some kind of advancement, but it means leaving behind something that's been really secure for you to head sort of off the beaten path. It does work out well for you, though. It looks good. All right, that's what I got for all of you. Stay tuned. We'll write it out the best we can together. And thanks for being here. And I just want to let you all know I do got a special going on now through the 23rd of December on my readings. Hour-long reading recorded for you. You can ask me as many questions as you want. $50, okay? Normally for that hour session, I got a deal going on for the holidays, 2 readings, $80. You can give one as a gift if you want. You can keep both for you. There's no expiration on them. I do have really nice digital gift certificates for a nice presentation. So just wanted to put out there that I got that special going on. I only do it for the holidays. I started it a little early this year because I know there's a lot of people that have been, you know, just dealing with tougher times and trying to make ends meet. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me at broadcoven@gmail.com. And as always, thanks for all the support. Thanks for all of the donations. Thanks for all the subscribes, all the members, everybody who comments, shares the videos, everything. Thank you for loving up on me. I hope you feel loved up on with what I bring to the table for you all, and take care.